Hi, friends. I thought it would be really fun to invite a couple of people on this morning to do um, some, some card readings. Um, what I didn't expect was that I was going to get nasty messages about it. Um, which, here we are. This is the world we live in. So while I'm waiting for my volunteers to come in and get ready, I just want to take this time to kind of breathe in and settle my own nervous system. Um, uh, Apparently, this this stuff is can be polarizing for some. Um, and sorry, one of my guests is asking me a question, and I'm just replying back to her. You are. Sorry, one moment while I do this real quick. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. Um, and I guess maybe just to address some of this stuff. I mean, people have questions. People have there's a lot of there are as many ways to understand what tarot is, what psychic readings are, what mediumship is, and there's a lot of I don't know, not even misunderstandings, just different perspectives about what is going on. Some people look at it as just totally light and fluffy, and it's just you're telling a story with cards. And the cards have pictures on them, and you formulate a story, and it's all your own psyche, and that's not wrong. That's not an incorrect interpretation of what's happening here. It is all in your head. This is all from whoever is doing the tarot reading. It's filtering through their brain, and they are either making it up or they are getting insight from their higher self, which is another way of looking at this. That when we are engaged in these kind of esoteric practices, that we are tapping into the etheric field. And those who have gone before, our spirit guides, our higher self, our inner being, these are all different words for the same thing. We are all one. And when you tap into that unified field, you can get all kinds of information for yourself, for others, for everything. And then there is the view that when you touch these cards, when you come into the auric field of these cards, you are automatically tapping into something evil. um and that's not true. um Nothing is inherently evil. A card is cardboard and plastic and ink. There's nothing inherently evil about that. Now, every object is also energy, and that energy can become aligned with different, um, you know, frequencies. So let's say that you have an object that has, that's so-called haunted, where its energy is now tied to something else, to some other entity's energy. Well, that's a thing. It's a thing that happens. But the most important thing is, where's your energy? Where are you aligned? What is your core frequency? And we each have free will. We each have the ability to control that to a much greater degree than we might understand or even try to. Um, but It's not as cut and dried as, black and white, good versus evil. Is there stuff out, are there things out there that that are not of the light and not of the highest good? Yes, of course, that goes without saying. But this is why in most religions and spiritual practices, they talk about discernment and being, making sure that you are aligned with the light, staying in the light. I want to be in the light. I grew up through a Christian filter. So a lot of my understanding comes through that, kind of biblical scriptural lens, and my understandings of things come through those lenses. So when I talk about this kind of stuff, I usually come from even though I no longer run in the evangelical circles that I used to. In fact, now, full disclosure, I am a member of an Episcopal church. My priest knows what I do, and he does not judge me for it. It doesn't mean that he necessarily agrees with it. We haven't discussed whether he agrees with it or not. The main point is he doesn't think I'm evil, and he doesn't think what I do is evil. And so when people come with their judgments in an effort to control other people, that's when things get kind of, sketchy. That's when things get kind of complicated, because we don't need to control other people. We don't need to worry about what other people are doing. But if someone is coming from the perspective that this thing that this person is doing is evil and therefore is going to impact me and bring evil on my head somehow, that's when things get really difficult. And there's nothing that I can do to change other people's perspectives. I can pray for them. I can love them anyway. But I don't have to engage with that. And I don't have to, listen to someone who's going to go on and on about how they think I'm evil. I don't care if someone thinks I'm evil, because I know I'm not evil, and I know that what I'm doing is not evil. I learned tarot. I'm self-taught. I started learning back in 2014, and I, at first it made me really nervous. It made me nervous to listen to like Abraham Hicks or whatever, because I thought I was coming from a background where this is evil, these are demons. And to step out of that paradigm and to learn that it's not the same. Channeling is just listening to your higher self, to the wisdom that resides within you, and expressing it outwardly. And what the message is the bottom line. Is this message a message of fear and constriction, or is this a message of light and love and expansion? So discernment, your discernment will tell you whether this message elicits, or even the messenger elicits, fear within you. If you feel fear, don't listen. Hi, Heather. I love you. I love you too. But I know that because since I was a child, I was taught, test the spirits, test the spirits. Is this message, at the very bottom line, if you don't know if this message is good or not, rebuking in the name of Jesus, you can never go wrong. If you confront whatever it is in the name of Jesus and it can stand in the name of Jesus, then, you know, scripture, if you're coming from a Christian point of view, scripture says this is fine. This is a good, you know, that which is of Christ will remain in Christ. If it is not of Christ, it's gone. And so I've been, rebuking evil since I was knee high to a grasshopper. So I have no problem with discerning whether or not I am engaging in something that is of the light or of the darkness. And I know within myself whether something is feels good or not. And if I can't tell, I have ways of figuring it out. I have tools. Oh, so the channeled March energies, surrender, trust, and let it flow. Energies are asking us to release old energies of resistance. Yeah, girl. I feel it. Leap day. I feel like leap day, especially coming like right on the heels of the full moon. Like just the energies were really, really high. And don't even get me started on astrology. I don't know a lot about astrology. In fact, I know bupkis about astrology. I'm going to be real straight with you right now. I don't know a lot about astrology, but what I do know makes sense to me. I don't believe the planets rule us or make us do anything. I do believe that their positions reflect an energy that is happening at that time. So it's a chicken and the egg kind of thing. There's no there, Pluto can't jack up my stuff here. All right. Mercury is not going to rain on my parade. But I think that there's value to be had by being able to explore those kinds of connections and those kinds of, just the stuff. Yeah. The eclipse is coming. Another eclipse. Ooh, I have someone in my little box down below here. Someone has showed up. Hi, Helen. Let me put you on. I'm going to add you to the stage. Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I don't know if you were listening. I know that you were getting ready to come on. So I don't know if you know of all the things that happened, but right now I'm just kind of vamping myself to get into the right state. And I thought it'd be really good if we did a little bit of a breathing beforehand. I just want to show some of the comments that are coming in. We got Viva la Eclipse. And the energies are Earth's thought. Oh, that's a really awesome point. The energies are Earth's thoughts, because Earth is her own entity. Earth is her own, organic living being. So, hi, Helen. How you doing?
I want to know what I missed the conversation before. Can I get like a Reader's Digest condensed version of the message you got?
Sure. I had to block someone on my page. And this was someone close to me. Because they started sending me really nasty messages for offering to do tarot readings.
Are they believers in Jesus? Is that their thing?
Or yes, they are. They are coming from a very religious, perspective, and frankly, so am I. That is my lens. That is my filter. I grew up in a Christian household. Jesus is, my main, connection. I have loved him since I was, as far back as I can remember. My earliest thoughts are of my adoration of God and Jesus. So yeah, it's mind-boggling. I was shaking for like a half hour before we came on. And so, but it's okay. It gave me an opportunity to address these things and to talk about like what, what my perspective is
Right.
and where I'm coming from with all of this. I think tarot is fun. I don't think it is, it is whatever you bring to it. So the cards themselves, nothing is inherently evil. Everything is, it's all about what frequency you're at as to what even can come into, and so just to kind of prepare both of us for this, I'd like to do a little bit of breathing right now, and then to call in the light and to surround ourselves with angels and to call in just to get us to the highest possible field. So let's just sit with our feet on the floor and take a couple of really deep grounding breaths in for a count of 4, hold for 4, and then out for a count of 6. We're going to do that one more time. And I think I'm going to breathe out for 8 this time. So in for 4, hold for a count of 4, out for 8. And we're going to do that three more times. Two more times. And right now, I just want to invite in the light. Imagine a bright white light surrounding both of us right now. And we invite in the angels. I call in Archangel Michael for protection and for clearing any unwanted energies around us. I call in Raphael for healing of hearts, minds, and bodies. Chamuel and Ariel for their sweetness and their love. Any and all who wish to join us, who are of the light and who are of the Christ consciousness, are welcome right now. Helen, I want to ask your permission to connect with your guides.
Yes.
And do you have a specific question that you want to ask, or did you want just a general reading?
I just want you to do your thing.
All right. Now, I have 3 of my decks in front of me right now. I have a lot more, but they're, all the way. I have my fairy deck. I have my Archangel Power Tarot deck. And then I have the Radiant Wise. So is there one that you feel drawn to? Do you want to hear from the fairies? Do you want to hear from the angels? Do you want to just hear from the general ether?
I don't know.
I think the fairies want to talk to you today.
That's kind of what I felt too.
Yeah. I love my fairy deck. I actually so this is it's still it's a Doreen Virtue, like, before she took her name off the cards and everything. I took her fairy course a while ago. And well, I mean, yeah, this was like 10 years ago. And
Do you
I've
wonder
enjoyed it.
connected?
And I love my fairy deck. I really, really do.
Do you wonder who Doreen's connected to right now? Have you had thoughts about that? It's not. It's not.
I don't want to express any thoughts about that. Like, I feel like there's restriction there. And I don't know, you know, her journey's not done.
Oh no. Yeah.
This is just a very, you know, weird time for her, I think. And I feel almost like she did it backwards, because like she went to the place that a lot of us escape from. So it's just really, really, really weird. But you know what I know, bottom line, she needed this contrast. And I think that the collective needed the contrast as well. So for whatever that's worth, you know.
Beautiful. And that's who we're using too, Doreen. Perfect.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, hey, it doesn't matter whose name is on it. The energy and art with it, you know, that it was created with, and then the, you know, being in my possession, being my deck now, it doesn't even, you know, I just always think that it's you know, of note that this is that it still has her name on it, even though these cards, you could buy these cards today and they will not have her name.
It's appropriate after the day you've had, actually, that we're using.
Yes, that makes yes, it is. I feel like I need to do like a riffle shuffle. I don't know. These cards are so hard to do the riffle with. All right, I'm gonna cut the deck. All right, I'm gonna do a 3-card spread. Ooh. Wow. Okay. All right. Okay. This is a very interesting spread. So your first card is the 3 of Summer. And I'll let you read it here. Let me see. So news worth celebrating, announcements such as weddings, graduations, or births, friends you cherish. So this is the 3 of Cups. So if you're familiar with how the traditional tarot goes, this would usually be the 3 women that are kind of dancing around holding cups. And this has 3 fairies that are splashing around in the water, because of course cups, the 3 of Summer is going to be the water sign. It's going to be emotions and intuition and things like that. So if we're doing this as a past, present, and future, which I typically don't do, but I kind of feel like doing that. It feels like you might have been coming out of something that was, you know, maybe collaborative, and maybe even something going, you know, joining together with other women, especially to, you know, to celebrate. The second card is the, can you see it? It's the 10 of Winter. And the resolution of difficulties, a weight lifted off your shoulders, the end of an addiction or codependency. The 10 of Winter is the 10 of Swords. In the regular tarot deck, that's where you see the dude laying on his face and he's got 10 swords shoved in his back. Sometimes I like to call it the drama queen card because it's overkill. It's like he was dead the first time. We didn't need the other 9 swords. But that is also, it's kind of like the minor arcana version of the death card. And death is not, you know, it's not the scary card that we think it is. It really is indicative of the ending of one thing and the beginning of another. So a big transition, the end of an era, so to speak. So this card speaks to something coming to a close for you, or maybe the introduction of a new beginning of something entirely else. The last card is the Chariot. I don't know if you can see that. All right. And it says success that comes from dedication and self-discipline, celebrating your accomplishments, being in the spotlight. And I love it. It's got these 2 little dragonflies that are that are pulling the chariot there, and I think it's so cute. So the chariot has a lot of momentum to it. It's a lot of forward motion and kind of almost plowing through stuff. So whatever your new beginning, whatever the old ending and the new beginning is starting out with a lot of oomph to it. So, and as long as you are maintaining your focus, because it takes focus to keep your team going in the same direction. As long as you can keep that focus and that dedication, that intention, you're going to go exactly where it is that you want to land. So you're moving in the right direction. Things are happening, and you have that kind of celebratory familial connections from that 3 of summer to underpin all of this, so that as you're moving forward, you might want to continue to touch base with your family group, whoever these women, they don't have to be women, but it just feels feminine. Whoever these people are that are your support and your network, they're going to help you as you move into this new era. Does this make sense?
Mhm.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, like, my knee jerk was make the death make sense. How can we make the death make sense? More information.
Okay. So you want me to read on that one?
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Tell you what, I'm going to draw from the angel cards to ask for clarity on that 10 of swords.
Nice.
Okay. Because, if you don't have some big dramatic or even melodramatic thing happening right now, that can,
I mean, there's tons of them, really.
yeah.
It's kind of the thing. Like, everything lines up. Everything you said definitely fits my life.
Uh-huh.
There's this thing that's been bubbling for like 5 or 6 years that is women. It's a woman thing. And it's me, it's my journey, it's my destiny. The end, yes. The beginning, yes. Is it my marriage stuff? Is it my own junk? What's that middle thing? What? You see?
I got the chariot again.
Moving.
Yeah. Determination and self-control, career advancement, acknowledgement of success by others. So I think it, in some ways, harkens back to the women, like acknowledgement that what you are building with them and going forward, it's going to be something that you are recognized for what you're doing there. I love the unicorns here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the unicorns, their horns are, they're magical, but they're also weapons, like the swords that were in the man's back. So sorry, as I said that, I just got like full body chills. So this forward momentum is going to bring a resolution to something that that heretofore has been going forward with you. You've been carrying it with you this whole time. So now is the time to allow that magic, that magical unicorn horn to act as a sword to bring resolution to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, if I order food off my phone and I use Apple Pay, the order is for Magical Unicorn every time, just so you know.
That's awesome. Okay, I'm gonna pull one more angel card.
Okay.
That was Metatron, by the way. That card was connected to Metatron. Queen of Ariel, which is going to be the let me see. I think this is the I'm going to have to double check, but I think that the Ariel cards are going to be wands. but I'm going to double check that. Mature, practical, generous, happy. Nurture yourself and those you love. The ability to make anything more beautiful, practical, and wise advice. So, there's a lot of feminine energy in this card. I'm just going to double check and see if it's wands. I know that Michael is swords. I think Gabriel might be the suit of Ariel. Oh no, this is Pentacles. Okay, so this is the Queen of Pentacles.
Okay.
So this one usually is talking about like material, the material earth-based stuff, money, business. It's funny that it's your Apple Pay that is the magical unicorn, because it's like, again, talking about that money aspect. So are you building a business? Do you have a business? Are you attempting a business?
I was a massage therapist for a few years, and then I got pregnant. Like, I had older kids, and I got pregnant with a baby, and I had to stop doing that with the baby. And he's 4 now, the baby.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the massage thing, my mentor, spiritual, she was my massage school teacher. She was my landlord when I had my own business in her shop. And she was also like my spiritual, just mama.
Mm-hmm.
And we started doing these events together. I was pregnant. We were birthing things. I put it on Facebook some. For locally, we were trying to do a weekend. And the first one, like, a handful of people came. It was people that we knew. It was totally what it was supposed to be. Then it was just me and her one time. We were doing chakra work, like burning stuff, purge stuff, planting things to implant that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I created a place called The Gathering online, but then I let it all go because I just needed to mama. I'm a mama. That's just who I am, and so my husband and I lived in separate states for a while because he has a business in Georgia and I was in South Carolina, where I had just been. We were second marriage people, and I lost the home in South Carolina. It was a missionary house. It was never supposed to be mine for a long time. I was there for like 9 years, and they were finally like, you should go, in a nice way, you should go be with your husband.
Mm-hmm.
He lives in an RV at our warehouse that we rent for way too much money. So we've been looking for a place to go. We've been looking for land, and I've been dreaming up this so that he can have a warehouse for his business. He's in theater, and he needs a place to store props and lights. And so that's what he does. He's a techie king, really, like that's his thing. And he needs a place to store all his junk. And then we were looking for acreage with water because we want to host people. And in my head, we host women. And I've been building this like online community in my head. I haven't gotten it, but like an idea of an online community. I'm not a coach, but I am like a guide to spirit often for people. And I'm definitely I'm transmuter, and there are a lot of things that I know my body does that I just, or Jesus does through me, whatever you want to however you want to say it. Right. So, and then my husband and I have kind of been thinking that we could have a retreat so that maybe people had community. I don't have it all fleshed out, but it's kind of this growing thing where people have community online from all over. And then 8 or so women come together to my space to like drum circle and in the water and whatever, and meditate and bleh. Maybe. Yeah. Anyway, but we don't have our property yet. We're all living in the warehouse in the RV right now. And I'm not doing Qigong every day like I'd like to. And I'm not eating like I'd like to tell people to, because that's a bit of it too. And I'm not taking the supplements that I right now. I'm just, Yeah. And so how can the imposter syndrome how can I reach out and try to guide anybody to do anything when I can't do it my damn self?
So that's what the 10 of Swords is about.
Okay.
All right. So that's what that was about. That's done. You're done with that. You're not only is it merely dead, it's really most sincerely dead. You've got to let that stagnant energy fall away. And that's where, you know, getting back to practices and stuff like that, really lean into that. It's that laser focus of the chariot that that you want to focus in on. So the first card that I pulled was solutions, Archangel Zadkiel. Success comes from objective compromise, self-control and patience, forgiving and healing energy. You need to start moving into your solutions. You need to start moving into the solutions that you have created from all of this contrast. So all of this contrast has caused you to want all of these things, right? You know, you mentioned half a dozen things that you're like, I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that. And well, okay, so those are things that I am now doing this. I'm now doing Qigong daily. I am now breathing the way that, you know, I am now finding my breath. In this moment, I am now finding my breath. I am now finding my breath. And start practicing that now. You need to be in your now right now. Because whatever has happened in the last 6 months, the last 10, 10 months, a year, however long this stagnation has been building, that chariot is the release. You're moving out. And the second one is the Queen of Ariel again. This came up for you again. So this Queen of Pentacles energy, this Earth Mother energy, this is the minor arcana version of the Empress. This is that fecundity, that abundance, that abundance, not just of material things, not just, money abundance, but just that expansiveness of just birthing a new idea and letting it burst forth from your inner being. Now is the time. The chariot is there. It came up for you twice. You have the momentum and you have the focus to do the thing that you have envisioned. That dream, now is the time. The seeds have been planted. They're coming into bloom. Look at those roses. Look at those roses. Finally, the freaking star. Your dream come true. The wish you made. All right? A dream come true. Believe in yourself. The end of a difficult situation. That 10 of Swords wanted you to know it is done. It is done. It is done, 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 done. You're done living the way that you have been living. Now, step into your dreams. Step into everything that you have been building energetically. Now is the time. And the way to do that is to look for the little subtle signs. And they might be very subtle at first, as simple as, do I take a drink of water right now? Do I go for a walk right now? Listen to that little inner guidance, that little tiny voice within you, and let it lead you down the path, because right now your path is full of roses. It is full of everything you have envisioned. It is right ahead of you. You aren't even walking towards it. You are driving freaking unicorns straight to it. All right.
Mm.
All right. Is there anything else?
That's beautiful.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. And this was a lot of fun. And I'd like to do this, maybe every couple of days, and just pull someone on from Facebook and just be like, who wants a reading? And then we'll just do this and it'll be fun.
Did it feel good to do this?
It felt really good to do this. And even though it started from that place of I was shaking so bad I couldn't even type, hey, it's fine. We're transmuters. I can transmute that energy, right. And I can turn it into I can't be mad at people for where they're at. He can't help where he's at. And, and it's none of my business.
Right. I had some of my family doesn't know that I mess around with tarot and oracle cards, but I had some family that were, my sister, she was like asking questions. Are you bringing evil into your home? Are you concerned about your kids? How can you, because of what we come from? And I've really said to her, I think it all comes down to what you believe about God.
Yeah.
Source.
Yeah.
I believe that God is all powerful, all knowing, everything. He can speak through anything. And so when I grab my tarot cards, I am asking my higher self, the source of all good, Jesus,
Mhm.
you know, to
Yeah.
come to those cards and give me answers to my life. How is that
Yeah.
bad? How
Right.
if I love Yeshua, then everything I do flows through Yeshua.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're doing
Yep.
just Michael Don. Sorry, cultured mama, because that's who you are to me.
Oh my gosh, we go way back then, don't we? Oh my word.
Yeah.
Hey. Aw, thanks, Helen. Thanks for sticking with me.
Soon.
I actually just so you know, I'm planning on bringing the Cultured Mama brand back.
Yeah.
So I'm looking because like I still want to do like the fermented foods and stuff like that. So
It's 11/11, and you're the reason I look for 11/11. Because when you were on your journey writing your first book the first time, you were talking about it.
yeah.
And you, as I've thought about, like honestly, I'm not on Facebook a lot, and I see you on rare occasion, but you're definitely in my face. Do you know what I'm saying?
Aw,
When you come in, and you have been a part of this. I had a friend drink herself to death. It's so hard last year, and I thought she was one of my people. I was gonna like, chant blah blah blah. I don't mean to blah blah, but I thought I thought I was supposed to heal her, you know. And she talks about starting the mommy militia to help mommies, and so I think I'm supposed to have a nonprofit connected to my thing, and so that any money that's made with I don't know all of it, I haven't fleshed it out, goes to like some fund to help mommies who need help, because she was a mommy
yeah.
and she did help. And even have mommies together who like, you need some accounting advice, we got a mommy who can help you. You
Yeah.
need a place to crash, there's some mommies who have a yurt somewhere, whatever I would like to be, and anyway, before she died and I thought about the nonprofit, when I was just thinking about helping ladies and having online you've been a part of it, you're in it, so now you know. And anyway, okay.
Thank you so much. And definitely let's connect because I've seen the mommy militia. So yeah, let's connect. We've got stuff to discuss.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Helen. Thank you everyone out there. And have a wonderful, wonderful day. Oh, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that stuff.